What do you define as sex?
Sex is when male genitalia comes into contact with female genitalia and penetration is involved.
All right.
Oral sex is technically sex, just not on the same caliber.
You know, when the penis enters the vagina. Of course, there's other kinds of sex. There's oral, there's anal, there's foot stuff, you know.
What do you define as sex?
So my lesson, I think, would probably pick her lesson if she could.
Like, what do you mean define as sex? Like, just
What's your definition of sex?
like having sex with another person of the opposite sex.
Intercourse, penis entering the vagina.
Alright, so what do you define sex as?
I think sex is this activity that two people do to pleasure themselves.
I mean, whatever you choose for it to be. It could be intercourse, it could be anal, oral, orgy.
Yeah, I would say, basically who you choose to have sex with. And then biologically, I guess, like your sexual parts, you know?
Okay.
When you initially think about the use of condoms, what is their purpose?
Prevent pregnancy. But I've learned through college that it's to get rid of STDs too.
Well, they're originally for preventing, babies, but also have been found to be very effective in prevention of the spread of certain STDs.
When you initially think about the use of condoms, what is their purpose?
To not make you pregnant.
Beautiful.
To prevent pregnancy.
Okay.
For safe sex protection, if you don't want to have babies, then use a condom type of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Protect against STDs, obviously.
Yeah.
So like what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think condoms? What are you using them for?
Sex?
Yeah,
Okay.
contraceptive, I guess.
Okay.
Overall, how effective do you think sexual education in schools is in helping teens avoid getting HIV, AIDS, and other sexually transmitted diseases?
Unless it's changed since I was in like 6th grade, it can't be that effective because I learned everything I know from my friends, not from my teacher in 6th grade.
The main purpose of sex education is either pregnancy or STDs, or is it both?
Well, I think sex education is about both. However, abstinence-only education is about don't do it.
Okay.
Instead of taking the more realistic approach that they're going to do it, and it's better to give them the tools to be safer about how they do it.
Overall, how effective do you think sexual education is in schools in preventing STDs or?
I think it's important, like at a young age, for kids that are too afraid to talk to their parents about things. I think it can be like really helpful for them. So I think it's pretty effective.
Kind of depends on the school system. I knew a lot more about sex from my peers at an early age, like just
word of mouth stuff?
Yeah, just like we cussed, like
Yeah.
you said boobs, or you know what I mean, like
Okay.
before I had like the 5th grade sex ed.
So was it more so about like body parts as opposed to
Yeah.
actual?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
more. Yeah.
Like general stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall, how effective do you think sex education in schools is in helping teens avoid getting HIV, AIDS, and any other transmitted diseases?
Personally, I think that my middle school and high school didn't really prepare us very well for sex education. I think they just kind of scared us and told us, hey, like, if you don't have safe sex, you're going to get STDs type of thing, or you're going to get pregnant. So I don't think they do a very good job in explaining safe sex.
Where did you learn most of your knowledge of all that?
From people that I know. They tell me about their personal experiences. Yeah.
Okay.
I think more education should be done at an earlier age to kind of get the kids informed at an earlier age the consequences that can happen with sex. But I think, just more education from an earlier age.
Thinking about the relationships you've had, have you ever talked to a partner about STDs other than HIV or AIDS?
Why not? Or how?
STDs have never come up in the conversation. So no, I guess
you
not.
never had to discuss the potential risk of them?
I guess not. No.
Most part, it's kind of a turnoff.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like if you're about to get intimate and you bring that up, that's not really gonna help. Grease the machinery. You know what I mean?
Thinking about the relationships you've had, have you ever talked to a partner about STDs other than HIV or AIDS? And like how did you go about that if you have?
No, I never have.
Why not?
Just weird.
Of course I've asked if I was unsure
Okay.
if my partner was, but that was a really long time ago, so.
Thinking about the relationships you've had, have you ever talked to a partner about other STDs, having HIV or AIDS, or have you ever not talked about it?
Like avoided the conversation.
Or avoided the conversation?
No, you absolutely have to talk about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic of conversation if you're going to be having sex. It's something to talk about. It's not always the easiest thing to talk about, but it's definitely something you got to.
Which gender do you think has the higher percentage of getting STDs?
Oh shit, that's a loaded question. I don't know. You say female, you sound sexist. I don't know.
I think that goes along with a lot of other factors. I don't think that there's necessarily. I mean, women are usually more susceptible to being infected by an infected partner because of their plumbing. It just makes them more susceptible. However, men tend to be more promiscuous.
Which gender do you think has a higher percentage of STDs?
You obviously have to pass your C-set, and then you just have to
Men.
Why?
Just feel like they sleep with more people.
I will.
Man, I would say originally, stereotypically I thought of men, but then I thought about it and I was like, women are...
So maybe you're not sure? Or?
Yeah, I would say I would go with men, but women are it's probably like 1 in 3 for each. I'd say the odds are pretty even.
Okay.
I don't know like the stats on this, to be honest. Just females.
Yeah, I would say females, but I
Or
really
males.
don't have a clue.
I think
Why?
males,
How
because
come?
females are more intuitive when it comes to their body.
Okay.
We, I think, show symptoms more easily than men, perhaps. That's just my guess.
Okay. Would you say condoms are still seen as being effective?
Yeah. There's almost like peer pressure to wear a condom. If you get caught not wearing one, then everybody makes fun of you.
Yeah, they are effective. I mean, it's not like I'm, of the hip younger generation. I'm almost 40, so.
In what regard would you say, in terms of preventing birth or preventing STDs?
Both. I mean, unless you're using those lambskin deals.
Okay.
Are condoms seen as being effective?
Depends on what brand you buy.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like the ones from Planned Parenthood are kind of sketchy, but if you get like a good, like durable one.
Like a name brand?
Yeah, like a name brand. I feel like it would be safe because it's more like advertised as being safe.
I think other birth control options are more effective nowadays than condoms.
So-
Condoms are kind of old school, I feel like.
The main purpose for condoms then is preventing pregnancies?
But you have birth control now, which is a huge thing. So.
Are people still using them? Are people willing to use them in order to protect themselves from pregnancy, like you said?
No.
Okay.
In that case, I think people expect women to take birth control instead of men buying condoms.
So, in essence, the usage is more geared towards pregnancy.
Right.
Okay.
How do you feel about the idea of using protection?
Well, since my roommate's interviewing me, if they're there, they're great.
I mean, prior to marriage, certainly, good idea. I mean, if I was in a long-term relationship, it was, as far as I knew, monogamous, and, we both knew our statuses. Then, and they were on some other form of birth control, then probably not as far as condom use, but definitely for just met, and just like partying, whatever.
How do you feel about the idea of using protection or like contraceptives in general?
Good. I think it's something everyone should use unless you're like trying to have kids. I think it's smart. It's just common sense.
Well, this is my boyfriend. We don't use condoms.
You say it's cool to be safe?
There's like definitely a stigma about like being the guy who wears a condom growing up, but now that I'm older, like everybody recommends wearing a condom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. I don't think it's particularly cool, but I think it's. But neither are seatbelts. So,
do you think that nowadays they're seen as like it's cool to use a condom, or like you'll get maybe backlashed if you're?
It's no what?
No, like I don't think people think it's cool. Like it's
So
people are
people
just like whatever. I feel like people think there are other ways to like, because people's main concern is like having sex and like not getting pregnant or like getting someone pregnant. So people are concerned with like, oh, are you on birth control?
So no one's really thinking about the potential of STDs. Do you think that?
Or do you think that like maybe not for girls, but like your guy friends would tease another guy about using condoms with a girl?
Well, apparently, I don't think so.
Like, do you think like you or maybe your peers would tease at somebody, maybe a guy or a girl, if they said, "Oh yeah, I had my partner use a condom"?
I don't think so.
Is it cool to use condoms?
So-
Yes.
Is there a stigma?
Is there a stigma about it? So like saying that I've used it, would you be ashamed of telling someone you used one in a one-night stand?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
don't
ever-
think there's like, it's not shameful. I think like from a guy's point of view, you don't necessarily always want to use one, but that's about it.
Have you ever used a female condom during
Okay.
sex with you?
No, I have not.
Would you?
No. No.
That's good.
I have to like stick a. No.
How comfortable would you be getting tested? Would you be concerned?
I think it's just like taking any other test. You feel confident until you start taking it, and you get nervous as hell. So,
yeah, I would not be concerned. I would be comfortable with it. I haven't been married that long, but I've been married for a year. But we've been in a monogamous relationship for 4 or 5 years. And
Okay. How comfortable would you be getting tested? Would you be concerned?
Fine. No. I get tested after every partner.
No, not at all. I've been tested in the past.